So in this video, we're going to discuss the latest with OG Anunoby and his new diagnosis and his upgrade in his injury report, upgrading it from swelling and inflammation to tendinopathy. We're going to talk about what the difference is, and we're going to get to the bottom of all this stuff. Yes, welcome to the channel. I am the Objective Fan, straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes, man. Listen, man, I know I've been MIA, but I'm back with a vengeance. Maybe I'll touch on that a little towards the end of the video, so stick around if you want to know more about that. But I'm back and I'm feeling great. I'm ready to talk some Knicks basketball, man. A lot of stuff going on. We're going to get into this OG Anunoby. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into research mode early. If you don't know my channel by now, you're just now getting into me. I like to jump into research mode so we could actually pull up exactly what's going on. So New York Post, Stephen Bondi and Michael Berlin, they reported that OG Anunoby, he's dealing with a tennis elbow injury. Okay, so he hasn't played 7 games since he first returned, and he's dealing with this injury, right? So he last played on March 16th. Tom Thibodeau talked about the inflammation. Now, before we continue, the inflammation is common. So I have here the Mayo Clinic. This is an article about elbow arthroscopy, which is the surgery he had to remove the bone spurs, right? And if you don't know what that is, it's basically problems in the joint to help remove the excess bones that's there that grew on his arm. People who need it, I mean, athletes, typically tennis players, people who are really active in terms of bending the arms back and forward, this injury could occur. So skip down. If you want to check this out, you could go to the Mayo Clinic, but I just want to scroll down, or my Cleveland Clinic, which is a good article. But so after you have the surgery, this is what you should expect: to ice and elevate your elbow. Hopefully, he was doing these things. There's no infections, right? Definitely take pain relievers. Like I said, I don't think he has issues with how he took care of the wound from post surgery. Wear sling and brace. So those are some of the things you can expect. Let's see. Now, when should you call your provider after you receive it? Now, remember, he's an athlete, so pain that is not controlled by medication, maybe that is his case. And I know there was an article talking about how OG Anunoby does not do well with handling pain. How do you know that? Everybody's body is different. These guys need to stop, right? We don't know what pain he's going through, nor is there a barometer for who can handle pain better than the other. So maybe this is an issue, right? Because the Knicks are kind of tight-lipped on this. Let's see. And once again, I don't think none of these things was his issue. So going back to the article, this is the New York Post. Now, he was initially sidelined 18 games, right, after undergoing the surgery. Now, here's where I'm concerned at the no clear return date. That's bad. And I'm going to get into what tendinopathy is, or tennis elbow. So this is what tendinopathy is. Tendinopathy is a broad term for any tendon or condition that causes pain and swelling. So basically, it's just a more refined term to deal with. I mean, he's been dealing with pain and he's been dealing with some swelling. So now they actually have kind of elevated it, because tendinopathy is something that honestly can be another condition that can keep him out. So it was one thing to get the surgery and have some inflammation and things like that, but it's another when you develop tendinopathy, right? Now, there's different types of tendinopathy. Of course, we're talking about tennis elbow, right? So I'm gonna jump to the next article. I'm moving a little fast. Once again, you want to check these articles out. This is my Cleveland Clinic. So this is what tennis elbow is, right? It's an injury that's causes pain and inflammation in your elbows, usually a repetitive strain injury. So that repetitive part is kind of scary. This can be a lingering issue. This is why the Post said that there's no timetable for his return. I mean, it's a lot of unknowns and a lot of question marks. Let's see. So we know the cause possibly was the surgery, him post surgery. right? But it says elbow pain, which we know he's been dealing with, stiffness, swelling, which we know he's been dealing with. Like literally the first game back he came and he fell on his elbow. That was a little scary, if you ask me. We talked about the motion. Okay, cool. So let's move forward. Now here's the kicker, right? And honestly, before I get to the kicker, which is the Stanford article, I want to say this. OG Anunoby is a guy who I support, and I hope that in just reading this stuff that maybe he's not going to be on the more extreme side where guys need a lot of rest, right? But I just wanted to give a little breakdown as to what he's been going through. I know I kind of reported on the podcast about these things. I want to do a quick little video. This video is not going to be too long. Now, here's my concern, right? And this is Stanford medicine. The most important part of treatment for tennis elbow is rest, which how can he rest if we're trying to go to the playoffs? There is no rest. Tennis elbow treatment works best when it starts as soon as symptoms appear. A long rest from the activity that caused the problem allows small tears in the tendon to heal. So now, does he have tears in his tendon? How bad is his tennis elbow? We don't know. But look at this. You will probably feel better in a few weeks. We don't have a few weeks. He already missed 9 games on top of the 18 games, or I think it was the 18 games before that. So he's missed a lot of games already. Now they're saying that it could take weeks, but check this out. This is the scary part. But it might take 6 to 12 months for the tendon to heal. Surgery is a last resort if treatment isn't helpful. I don't know if he's going to need surgery again. I think that more than likely he's going to need extended amount of rest. And he was been listed as questionable or game time decision for the past, like for these 9 games that he's missed. I just wanted to give an update with OG. I mean, what do you guys think? I think that it's going to be tough without him. Randall's going through his own struggles. Maybe I'll do a Randall video. I think OG definitely should give us a hometown discount, especially being that he might be hurt, lingering. I mean, it's a repetitive thing, something that could be reoccurring. Now, they said his pain tolerance is not high. I kind of defended him slightly on the podcast talking about that. How can you measure guys' pain tolerance? I think that if you're dealing with tennis elbow, it's a very painful thing. And I don't care if you're Kobe or whoever you want to make the example, the shining example for someone who can handle, painful situations. I think that there does come a point in time where guys just can't play. I mean, I remember Kobe, I think he had the Achilles issue. He didn't play, even though he's as tough as nails. So for me, it's not about the toughness. I think it's more about, can you manage the pain? How bad is the pain? Is it a difference between days, weeks, or 6 to 12 months? But that's all for this video. I just want to give you that update. Now, if you're curious to know what happened with me, man, look, life has a crazy turn of events. I said it on the last podcast episode I recorded. I had a death in the family, a lot of personal issues, but guess what? I'm back. My camera broke. Had to get a new camera, so I kind of got it in the same position. But this camera is a little better because it's a webcam and it's designed more for what we're trying to do. But I'm back. I'm ready to rock and roll. Hopefully I could bring back some of the other programming that I brought back. Definitely this week inside the New York Knicks will be returning next week. If you've been concerned about me, wanted to support me, wanted to know what was up with me, that's just pretty much it. But I'm still here ready to rock and roll. And hopefully you found this video enlightening. I will be dropping more content frequently. I would probably also be doing more lives. I'm getting a new phone. So yeah, things are looking up, and I think that you expect to see me going live and a lot of things too. I'm also working on Discord. A lot of things coming. I'll have more insight on another video. I don't want to make this video too long. So with that being said, you can support me. Visit the shop at theobjectiveknicksfan.com. You want to send a cash app, you can send it to Cash App, $ The Objective Fan. That's also, all this stuff is in the description of the video. So until next time, let's go Knicks.